Developing tonight, the United States preparing to send a team to Nigeria to help rescue close to 300 girls who were abducted from their school a few weeks ago. The leader of that known terrorist group, Boko Haram, which opposes sending girls to school, has claimed responsibility and is now threatening to sell these girls. My next guest says this is honor abuse and that it's not just happening overseas. Joy Brighton is the author of the book Sharia-ism is Here, the battle to control women and everyone else. Joy, thank you for being here. What do you mean it's not just happening here? I mean, it's not just happening there.
There are at least 1,000 girls every year in the United States. We know it's happening across 47 states that are being forced into marriage. These are young girls and women. There was a study that was done a couple of years ago, and over a 2-year span, it was uncovered that 3,000 girls were facing forced marriages.
Muslim girls?
Muslim girls, but also girls whose maybe mother had converted into Islam, and now that family is under the control of a husband or a father who is all about Sharia-ism, which is what we're here to talk about today.
Because you say that you have not, you're a liberal, you're an open liberal.
I am.
And you say you're surprised that you haven't been invited to discuss your point on CNN or MSNBC because you are drawing attention to the religious aspect of this, but you make an important distinction. Tell us.
Yes, I think the problem that's going on in this country is that no one knows how to talk about this. Words haven't worked. And so a way to talk about this is this way. We have religion over here, okay, and Islam is a religion, freedom of religion, which we care deeply about. And then over here we have Sharia-ism, which is a political movement of control. This is control. These are men who bully women, as we're seeing in this country as well, and then controlling lots of other things like free speech.
And you say that there are too many people in our own country who don't want to talk about this or slap the label of these are Islamic militants or these are believers in Sharia because they fear an accusation that we are somehow condemning Islam.
Exactly. And this has nothing to do with Islam, and this has nothing to do with religion. There's lots of Sharia laws, and if you're following the laws of washing your hands and praying however you're supposed to pray, you're a Muslim following the faith of Islam. And if you're someone who's out to control women, who's out to control free speech, who wants your way of life to be someone else's way of life, that's control. You're a Shariaist, and you're under the umbrella of Sharia-ism. And that's what we're seeing over in Nigeria, and that's what we're seeing here.
And you say that even American women who marry into, well, some factions of Islam, those that believe in Sharia-ism, need to be more aware because I guess under your theory that these women are not aware of what they're getting themselves into?
Yes. I mean, this is a very big problem. There's a lack of education among all of us. And so we have last year about half of the Americans who converted to Islam were women, which is fine. They're converting to Islam, obviously, the faith and religion. They are not converting to Sharia-ism. We don't know how many of these are now under the thumb of Shariaists, but we do know that thousands of girls are forced into marriage, generally sent overseas. We do know that 300,000 girls, and this is a 10-year-old data point, were genitally mutilated, okay, and sent overseas to do that. There's a correlation between those girls, genital mutilation, and forced marriages, umbrella generally of Sharia-ism.
And now we see almost 300 little girls taken, and the threat is that they will be sold for $12 each and forced into marriages. We will see as the United States steps in and says, we will stand up for them. Joy, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. And coming up.